Hello, my curious learners. So once again, welcome back to Grammar Sessions at your own learning platform, Learn Forward. And we are here with your grammar book, The Grammar Hub for Grade 8 by Feather Cap. Today, we are going to do a very interesting topic, that is chapter 16 of your book, Conditionals. As the name suggests, have you heard about them before? No? Okay. So conditionals, as the name suggests, it is talking about some condition, isn't it? I hope you know what are conditions. Your parents, your teachers keep telling you, if you work hard, you will definitely succeed. So what is the condition for your success? Your hard work. So we have conditionals like that. What are those conditionals and what all is about conditionals? Let's understand them. Let's read some sentences here. If you come to me, I shall discuss the matter. So here is a condition that you have to come to me for discussion. Next, if you lift the receiver. So the condition here is lifting the receiver. What will happen? You hear the dial tone. If we had money, the condition is about having money. We should purchase a car. Next is, if he had worked hard, he would have passed. So again a condition of working hard. If he would have worked, if he had worked hard, he would have passed, but he didn't. So all these first part of the sentences, these are the if clauses here, and they are laying down some condition for the happening of something in the second part of the sentence. So the main clause that expresses the action which is related to the if clause. So wherever the part of the sentence is starting with if, that is called the if clause. That is the conditional clause also we call it. And the other part of the sentence is the main clause. Now a conditional you can call it as a sentence. Better to call it as a clause because it is a part of a sentence. So a conditional is a clause that lays down the condition for the action expressed in the second clause. So we have two clauses here. First is the main clause, second is the conditional, that is called the conditional clause also. Now what are the different kinds of conditionals? See, although it is first part, second part, third part and so on, we have got 4 conditionals, but this first part, this is called type 0. Okay, in this we talk about the general truths, the universal truths, like if you tease the dog, it barks at you. So it happens, if you tease a dog, it starts barking at you. That means this is your general truth. This is your if clause, and it barks at you. This is your main clause. So this is type 0. And how do you write? What do we have to learn about conditionals is what type of conditional it is, what do we consider in that category, and what are the verbs, tenses which are used in the main clause and in the conditional clause. So talking about general truths, this is called type 0. Here we talk about 2 clauses. This is the if clause, if you tease the dog, and this is the main clause, it barks at you. Now we'll be learning about the verb structure here. How do you write? With the if clause, you use the simple present tense, and with the main clause, you again use a simple present tense. See here, if you tease, and if you change the subject you to she, it becomes if she teases, right? This is it barks, again simple present tense. Now the second part is the probable conditionals, which are called type 1. In type 1, what are we talking about? If you beat the child, as the name suggests, probable conditional, that means the chances are there. There is probability of this to happen. If you beat the child, he will weep. So there is a probability, isn't it? So if you beat the child is the if conditional, and he will weep is the main clause here. If you take rest for some time, you will be relaxed. So the conditional clause here is if you take rest for some time. Next, if he does not want to study, again the condition, he may sleep. Next, if he makes delay, again a condition, he will miss the train. Now, in all these, this is type 1 in which we are talking about probable conditions. That means there is a possibility of happening of these. So, in these, both the actions are to happen in future, and it is very likely that the condition will be fulfilled. So, the happening fulfillment of conditional clause is very likely here. That is why we are calling them the probable conditionals. And in this case, how do you use the tense? The if clause has simple present tense. In place of simple present tense, you can also use imperatives or modals here. And in the main clause, you have simple future tense. So this is the structure. If clause has simple present tense, it can have modals, it can have infinitives also, imperative also. And in the second part, which is called the main clause, here we have the simple future tense. So we just need to remember what tense is to be used in each of these conditionals and in either part of the sentence conditional. Next is the improbable conditional. As the name suggests, improbable. That means it is just an imagination. It's not going to happen. You are just into an imaginary world. Like if I went to Delhi. So you are just thinking, you know you cannot go there. You will not be able to make it out there. But if I went to Delhi, I should see the Red Fort. Neither I'll go nor I'll see. If you won a lottery, so you are just putting a conditional which is not going to happen. There is no possibility of it. Hence, these conditions are called improbable, or they are also called unreal. So, if you won a lottery, you would have a helicopter. If you had money, you are not going to have. He could buy a car. If I had been the president, I am not going to be a president. So, these are unreal pictures. Actually, I would address the parliament. So these are all imaginations and these are called improbable conditions. So what we observe here about the sentence structure, about the verb formation, the if clause has simple past tense. We are just imagining that if it happened. That means we are using simple past with the if clause, and in your main clause you are using would, should, could, might with your base form of verb. As we have read here in the examples, all these if clauses have went, won, had been, all these are simple past tense, and here should, would, could, would, we can use any of these modals. Next is impossible conditionals. They are not going to happen. This is not at all possible. So these are called impossible conditionals. Like, if he had come to me, I should have given you a good news. Now, what is the difference between improbable and these impossible conditions? In improbable conditions, you just imagine that world if it had been. But in case of impossible conditions, it is like there is no use crying over spilt milk. That means that opportunity has been lost and you will not get it. So it is not possible now. So it is beyond imagination, because you are not only imagining this condition. It is like you could have got that opportunity, but then you missed it out. So it is not going to happen again. That is why it is impossible. So if you had come to me, but you missed that opportunity, I should have given you a good news. You didn't turn up to me, that time is gone. So I didn't share that good news with you. If he had worked hard, he would have got first class. But exams are over, he did not work hard, so he didn't get first class. So is there any possibility of that time coming back, exams re-happening and somebody getting first class who has not? No. So that means it's not possible. This way it is impossible. If he had been honest, but he is not, he would have been respected. He is not honest, so he is not respected. If you had gone to the principal, he would have pardoned you, but you didn't go, you didn't dare to do that, so you have not been pardoned. So these are all impossible conditionals. Now, how do you make the verb structure here? The if clause has past perfect tense. This is something which has passed out, gone. And in your main clause, you have could, would have, and then the past participle form. Now, one thing what you have to remember is while writing conditionals, if you are using the if clause first, if you are writing the if clause first, you will put a comma for separating the two clauses. But if you start the sentence with the main clause, then you will not use comma. For example, if we write the same sentence, conditional like if you had tried again, here the if clause is coming first, so you are using comma after it. You would have been selected for the post. If I write it the other way around, starting with the main clause, it will be you would have been selected for the post if you had tried again. See, we are not separating using comma here. So if clause, then comma, then the main clause. But if you have main clause in the beginning, so main clause followed by if clause simply. That's it. Now here's an exercise to understand you are learning here. MCQs for you. Dash conditionals show conditions which are only imaginations. So which conditionals are those? This is type 2. We have already learnt about type 0 and type 1 earlier. So this is type 2. And this is type 3. So what are these conditionals? They are improbable conditionals. They are only imaginations. In probable conditionals, what do we may use? Simple present, imperatives, modals, or all of these? Yes, we learned that in your probable conditionals, we may use any of these. In place of simple present tense, you can also use imperatives or modals. Now, if you write the conditional clause in the beginning, how do you separate it? Using a comma, yes. If you worked hard, you will succeed. So if you work hard, what is the tense here in the above sentence? One action happens in present and the other is to happen in future, is it? Both the actions happened in the past. Both the actions are to happen in future, or both the actions are to happen in the present. This is your type 1, in which we talk about probable conditionals. So here both the events, actions happen in future, but we use simple present tense in the if conditional and this simple future in your main clause. A conditional is a dash that lays down the condition. So we have learned in the first beginning of the sentence topic that a conditional is a sentence. Next, match the main clause with the real conditional clause. When they want to eat, she can serve them their food. So we are just matching them to make a perfect sentence. If you so desire, I told him all I knew, you get water. I'll take her to the movie. The program will be a great success. You will be late for school. If you so desire, I'll come with you to the theater. Please ask her to wait. If you so desire, I'll come with you to the theater. It's the perfect match. Likewise, you can just match the other sentences, the other clauses here to make the perfect conditionals. Complete the following to get sentences that are examples of the first conditional using the hints given in the brackets. So what is the conditional one? Conditional one is your probable conditional, right? And what is the structure there? Recall, and will do accordingly. So it is if clause has simple present tense and the main clause has simple future tense. If it is sunny on Saturday, so play a match, will use future, simple future. So if it is sunny on Saturday, we shall play a match. So simple. So you just have to take care of the tense of verb that you have to use. So this is first conditional. That means the second category that we learned. Dash if he gets leave tomorrow. So your if conditional is coming here. Your main part clause will come in the beginning. So if he gets leave tomorrow, go picnic. We shall go. Future tense will come. We shall go on a picnic if he gets leave tomorrow. So if conditional has here the simple present tense and your main clause, it has the simple future tense. Now coming to next question. Let us talk about the next category of conditionals. Use the correct form of verbs in the brackets to form the second conditional. And what does your second conditional says? The if conditional, the if clause has simple past tense and then followed by could, then would, like this. So I would certainly see this movie if tickets. Now you have to use with if conditional, you have to use simple past tense. I would certainly see this movie if tickets. What is the simple past tense of be? Were. Was, were is past. So with the tickets, we will use were. This is how you will be completing the sentences conditionals here. Would he be granted leave? If he, what is if clause here? So past tense. Yes, if he applied for it. Right? Similarly, you will be looking at the third conditional, the sentence structure, the verb formation there in the two clauses, and you'll be completing these exercises. Put the verbs in the brackets into the correct sentence. So this is a multiple exercise, mixed exercise on all the conditionals. So just take care of the verb structure, the sentence structure, and the verb form to be used in both the conditionals to complete these exercises. This was all about conditionals. We'll be looking forward for more interesting sessions ahead. Till then, happy learning, children.